Hello. In this video, we're going to be looking at some of the essential digital skills that you need to succeed in today's marketplace. Lately, so many people have been looking for jobs in the tech industry, but one of the things that is sounding or seeming like a barrier to entry into technology or into tech-related job is lack of these essential skills. I call them essential digital skills. So, today's world, tech seems to be the order of the day. So many of the job openings available are related to tech in one way or the other. And it is important that you equip yourself with some basic skills that will allow you to get a job in the tech industry or to pursue a particular profession in the tech industry, whether it is digital marketing, whether it is programming, and so on. So there are a couple of skills that you need to have, and I'm going to be starting with the first one, knowing how to operate computing devices. When I say computing devices, I'm talking about phones and computers. So many people are, to an extent, very familiar with using their mobile devices. But it's also very funny that some people are using very expensive phones, and all they can do with their phone is just making phone calls and sending messages. There are so many things that you can do with your phone. So the first thing that you do is learning how to make use of your device. Phone is actually a very powerful device which can open doors of so many opportunities for you. Also, apart from using your mobile phone, you have to be very familiar with using your computer. When I'm talking about computer, I'm talking about laptops or desktops. In fact, if tech is something that you actually want to take very serious, you need to be very, very familiar with using your computer. It goes far beyond using phone. For instance, if you want to go into programming, you need to know how to use your computer. If you don't know how to use your computer, I wonder how you are going to succeed in learning how to program. So if you want to do data analytics, perhaps you may not be able to do that very well with your phone, but with your laptop or with your desktop computer. So it is important that you learn how to make use of computing devices. Then apart from learning how to use computing devices, there are certain applications that you need to be familiar with. I'm going to start with the first one, which is word processors. When I say word processors, I'm talking about apps like Microsoft Word or WPS. There are so many word processors available out there. So you need to know how to use your word processor. And what do you do with word processors? There are certain times, in fact, most of the times, your documents have to be typeset. We're no longer in the era where you present somebody information that is written on paper using pen. So most of the data or documents you're ever going to use has to be in digital format, and that means that you have to type them. Word processors allow you to type your information and format them in a very professional manner. Sometimes when you see a document prepared by an amateur and you see a document prepared by a professional, you can always know, looking at the way the texts are formatted. So if you really want to venture into tech, I think it is important that you understand how to make use of word processors, because you're going to be using them or needing it all the time. Then apart from word processors, you should also be familiar with spreadsheet packages. A very popular spreadsheet package is Microsoft Excel. I tend to see people put tabular data into word processors, but I tell you it is wrong. Word processors have their own duty, the same thing with spreadsheet packages. If you want to have or prepare tabular data, it is best that you prepare it using Excel or spreadsheet packages. When you prepare your tabular data in spreadsheet packages, it gives you a lot of leverages. For instance, you can decide to maybe visualize the data. Maybe you want to represent the data in form of charts, maybe pie chart, bar chart, and so on. You can easily do that using a spreadsheet package. Maybe you want to perform some data cleaning operation, maybe removing some white spaces or removing places where there are blanks. It is easy for you to do that using a spreadsheet package. Or maybe you want to perform some form of aggregation. You want to put your data in form of pivot tables. It is best done using a spreadsheet package. So you should be very familiar with using spreadsheet packages. The third one is presentation. If you find yourself working in an organization or maybe having to present your ideas to a group of people, it could be to one person, it is always good that you prepare some slides that's going to aid you during your presentation. And that means that you need to use a presentation package. A very popular presentation package is a Microsoft PowerPoint. We're no longer in the era where you ask somebody to prepare your slides for you. You can do it yourself. You know how to make your presentations. You know what you would want to include in your slides. So it's important that you know how to make use of presentation packages. Also, email is also a very crucial thing these days. A lot of times we no longer do mailing, manual mailing using postal services. These days, most of communications between individual to individual, individual to business, or business to business is usually done via email. So you should be very familiar with using email. You should know how to create email addresses. You should be able to do some basic settings on your email account, like maybe email forwarding, setting up your autoresponders, and so on. So it's very important that you understand or you learn how to make use of your email. Then another very important one is social. Almost everybody use one form of social media or the other. People are using Facebook, we'll have Twitter, we'll have Instagram, we'll have TikTok, and so on. So it's very important that you are part of the social. It's no longer the time when you say that social media is for children. Almost everybody uses social media. Companies are using social media to advertise their products. Churches are using social media to make announcements or to do one form of campaign or the other. So it is time that you take your social media very serious. Learn how to use your social media, learn how to set up campaigns on social media. Unfortunately, so many people don't even know how to create their own social media account. So maybe you start from there, how to create your own social media account, how to create a professional profile. In fact, it all boils down to learning how to use social media and becoming a very serious participant in the social media space. Then finally, AI. AI happens to be the order of the day. So many of the content that you see on the internet are generated with AI in one way or the other. And in as much as we have some paid ones, there are still some free ones that can give you a lot of value. So if you are maybe a marketer, maybe a social media marketer, you are a content creator or a content writer, this is the time for you to learn how to use some of these AI tools. They not only make your work more professional, but also give you productivity. So having said all these things, you can see that these are very crucial skills that you need in today's marketplace or in today's era. So first of all, need to know how to make use of your computing devices. You have to be familiar with word processors and how to use them. You need to know how to use your spreadsheet packages. You need to know how to make presentations using presentation packages. You have to be familiar with your email. And finally, you need to embrace AI, learn the much you can about AI. And when you've mastered all these skills, you'll be in a better position to land yourself a tech job or maybe venture into other serious or more serious careers in the tech, for instance, programming, data analytics, and so on. So thank you so much, and I believe I added some value to you. And if you think that this content is valuable to you, please do try and like and subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us.